Have you ever been mistaken for a prostitute at your custody hearing? The bailiff actually stopped me at the door, said, "Working girls use the entrance on 5th Street." I stood there in my only suit, the red one I'd worn to every job interview, and realized how this looked. Too much makeup to cover the exhaustion, heels I could barely afford, and a designer bag my sister lent me to look successful. "I'm here for the Morrison custody case," I said. The bailiff's face changed. "You're the mother?" The pity in his voice told me everything about how today would go. My ex-husband Dominic had already painted his picture of me. Party girl, unstable, unfit, that I'd been working 3 jobs to pay for the lawyer he knew I couldn't afford, didn't matter. Walking into that courtroom felt like entering a theater where everyone already knew their roles. Dominic sat there in his charcoal suit, new wife beside him looking like a Pinterest board came to life. Their lawyer, Mr. Brennan, actually smirked when he saw me. My lawyer, a public defender juggling 17 cases, was shuffling papers and checking his phone. "Your Honor," Brennan began, "we have concerns about Ms. Morrison's lifestyle and the company she keeps." He pulled out photos, me leaving the nightclub where I worked coat check until 3 a.m., me in the cocktail dress required for my catering job, me laughing with my neighbor Raphael, who helped watch Lily when I worked nights. Each photo carefully cropped, context removed. "These were taken by a private investigator?" the judge asked. Dominic nodded, playing the concerned father. The same man who'd seen Lily twice in 6 months was now desperately worried about her welfare. His new wife, pregnant with their replacement child, dabbed at dry eyes. When they called Raphael as a witness, Brennan's questions were surgical. "You spend nights at Miss Morrison's apartment?" "Yes, when Lily had nightmares and I was at work." "She pays you?" "Yes, $40 when I could spare it." "Cash only?" "Yes, because he didn't have a bank account." By the time Brennan was done, our survival system sounded like something sorted. Then my teenage neighbor Destiny took a stand. She'd babysit sometimes, a sweet kid saving for college. Brennan asked about the men coming and going from my apartment. Destiny tried explaining they were food delivery drivers from my 3rd job with DoorDash, but Brennan twisted every word. So strange men knew the apartment layout, had access codes? The judge was taking notes, his face increasingly concerned. My lawyer objected occasionally, but his heart wasn't in it. He'd already advised me to consider Dominic's offer, supervised visitation every other weekend. "It's better than nothing," he'd said that morning. During recess, I overheard Dominic's wife in the bathroom. "She actually thinks she'll win," she laughed to someone on the phone. "You should see her outfit. She looks like she charges by the hour." I locked myself in a stall and prayed for strength not to strangle her with my borrowed designer bag. When court resumed, Dominic testified about finding me asleep on the couch when dropping Lily off, implying neglect. He didn't mention I'd worked 18 hours straight. He talked about Lily's worn clothes, not mentioning he was 4 months behind on child support. He expressed concern about the neighborhood, the same apartment complex where he'd lived when we met. Everything changed when Mrs. Chen from 3B testified. I hadn't even known she was there. This 70-year-old woman who barely spoke English stood up and in perfect clear English said, "I watch this mother every day. She walks 4 miles when her car breaks down. She gives her dinner to her daughter and eats crackers. She teaches Lily piano on a keyboard she bought at Goodwill." Then came the security guard from my night job, who'd driven me home countless times when buses stopped running. The mom from Lily's school who knew I volunteered despite working 3 jobs. Even my boss from the catering company, explaining that the cocktail dress was a uniform, that I'd turned down better shifts that interfered with Lily's schedule. But the moment that changed everything was when Lily's teacher, Miss Williams, testified via video call. She'd kept a folder of Lily's drawings. Every single one featured me. Mommy and me at the park, Mommy reading stories, Mommy teaching me to ride a bike. In one, Lily had written, "My mommy is tired, but she still plays with me." The judge asked Lily's guardian ad litem for their report. The guardian described our tiny apartment, clean, organized, Lily's corner decorated with handmade crafts, the fridge covered with her artwork and a chore chart, the library books stacked by her bed. The guardian had interviewed Lily for hours. Her only complaint? She wished Mommy didn't have to work so much. "Mr. Morrison," the judge finally said, "you hired a private investigator to stalk your ex-wife but couldn't be bothered to attend a single parent-teacher conference. You're concerned about her having babysitters but haven't paid child support in months. You question her morality while trying to steal the child you abandoned. I got full custody. Dominic got supervised visitation he still doesn't use. The child support finally comes, automatically deducted from his paycheck. With stable finances, I dropped 2 jobs, went back to school. That red suit hangs in my closet. Retired." Sometimes I look at it and remember the bailiff's face, the assumptions people make about women who fight to survive, and how close I came to losing everything because poverty looked like promiscuity to people who'd never missed a meal.